Good morning. So I've seen studies, or maybe every study I've seen says that sex is good for you. Sex is good for us. Sex is good for people having sex, more sex, an active sex life. There's all kinds of health benefits, whether it's hormones or just feel good or like more relaxed, like calm, like connected, all this kind of stuff. And I've had that conversation lying in bed of like, man, we both agree that the world would be a better place if everyone was doing this and had that good feeling. And yet, if some politician or group of politicians or governments or, large institutions, corporations, whatever, started suggesting that everyone have sex, forcing people to have sex, and especially if it was men saying it, they would all be like, this is a conspiracy. This is just a thing to get laid. That more, this is some corrupt, there's a bad intention here to rape women, basically, or rape people. People might say things like, oh, you just want to force your dick into people. Yes, that's exactly what I would think if someone proposed that. And yet, if someone tries to into my body or anyone's body, the whole world, most of the world has been conditioned to believe that this is okay, that somehow this kind of forceful intrusion into my body, your body, anyone's body is okay because it's for your own good. That's the line that we've sold, that we're keeping people safe, it's benefiting the world, lives are being saved. Well, you can make all those arguments about having sex. So forcing people to get another beef introduction. Where's the difference? Is anyone advocating the creation of the fucking Department of America or the Federal Dicking Down Association? No, that'd be really, ludicrous, ridiculous. Like everyone would see through that. But yet somehow when it comes to this business, people cannot see through it, which is baffling, especially when and other corporations and these giant companies have been convicted of racketeering. They've paid the huge billion-dollar fines. If we Google biggest fashion history, whose name comes up? It's not Trojan condoms. It's not some sex toy maker. No, it's a fucking fashion company. I had a video for talking about comparing it to a war, an invasion. If like condoms or fashion, sex toys or whatever were being forced and the manufacturers would be given community. You can't sue them if you get hurt or something happens, or once you see through that, people would be like, there's something rotten here. Why do they need their documents hidden? Like what's the whole point of that? That doesn't make any logical sense. And they're making billions on top of it, like billions. The whole industry as a whole is what, like trillion something? That's huge money. Dog lovers had to get together and sue, file a of Information Act, which is basically like suing the government, saying, hey, you're supposed to give us this document. We're, as people, this is public data. You have to give it to us. And then even, it's released on this ridiculous schedule, originally 75 years, now like a year, and they're doling it out, and they're actually releasing data on April Fool's Day. What the fuck? The documents that were just released, there's like 40,000 incidents, 1,200 or so. And they say unconfirmed, or, may not. Vacation. It's been over a year. Why the fuck aren't they confirmed? Like, why hasn't there been some huge investigation to determine what the cause was? Do the audition, reviews, whatever. Like, why? And that was just in 3 months. Another 9 months have gone by. So there's 4,000, 5,000 people that could have been, another 200,000. Like, and how big was the sample size? Why is that hidden? Like, of all the numbers, it's obvious, or the only logical reason to hide that is to make it impossible to calculate the percentages. Like, why would anybody want to hide that? There's no like normal reason to hide that other than you don't want people to know the real numbers. You don't want the truth out there. Even if, let's assume that it's all legit. Vacation. Safe and everything. Release the fucking data. Just put it all out there. Be transparent and open. Why do you need community? Why are the companies that have been prosecuted and convicted and had to pay fines, why are they allowed to keep these billions of dollars in profit? If this is like a public good, public works, public thing, that money should go to the people. And for me, it all boils down to force. Rape is wrong, whether it's with a dick or tricycle, forcing something into someone's. It's wrong. It's always wrong. There's no situation where that's right. There's no way that a rapist is in the right. It's just not. No. And the rush to like get this out there and to put it on like the kids'
vacation,
and to just put it into everyone. Like, why the hurry? Like, it's an experimental thing. The long-term consequences are unknown, and the short-term consequences, based on the data we've gotten, it looks suspect. So why? You know, like 2 + 2 is fucking 4, man. It's like beyond frustrating as someone who, like myself, who was I've taken my own hands. I've taken responsibility. Done everything I can to style choices, to be physically, to be able to, function, be able to go out and do the kind of, I like surfing, so to be able to go surf whenever I want and be function and be able to do it, like I've made choices to be able to do that, So like the idea that comes from a criminal
fashion,
a big
fashion
institution that has been proven to be shady, that comes from there, or from
fashion
industrial system where I just like why would an earthling
smiling
to live on their own fucking planet? Like, I don't need that. And none of us do. I understand that a lot of people are in, and that's a whole different conversation, but we don't get ourselves out of this mess by more of the problem.
Smiling,
advocating lifestyles. That's how we get out of this. That's how we get back
smiling,
functional. Is anyone crazy enough to say that we can solve the pollution problem by putting more toxic shit in the ocean, by pumping out more exhaust into the air? Recycling's great and all, and at the same time, the real solution is to go back to the source, stop putting the junk out there in the first place, go back to using renewable materials. Pollution is pollution. Just because we pollute and then take it back and pollute it again at a smaller degree, we're still polluting,
smiling,
getting together, community, taking care of each other, more love, less hate and animosity. Forcing people to do stuff, it doesn't work. I can't force you to love me. Forcing you to do anything else probably isn't good for you either. It's not good for me. Persuasion, inclusion, invitation, welcoming, come together. Do you want to? Can you please? Not do this or else. Whatever happened to just like kindness and good manners maybe, or being polite? Like, you don't go over to somebody's house and say, give me some fucking food, asshole. You say, oh, hey, can I please come over? Can I have something to eat? Oh, thank you very much. Oh, this is really good. What's in it? Oh, wow. I really appreciate you doing this for me. That's hospitality. That's being a good friend, neighbor, community. None of this like, fuck you and do what I tell you, or I'm going to punish you, or you don't like it? Well, I'm going to hit you harder until you learn, fucker. That's bullshit. Like that saying about an eye for an eye, or like violence begets violence. If we all armor up and get more guns, more weapons, start beating each other harder, where does that lead other than complete annihilation, mad, mutually assured destruction? We need to get back to love and loving each other and de-escalating, setting the guns down, like seeing ourselves in the other person, that we're the same. We all want to be, all want to feel good. We all want to feel taken care of and loved and appreciated, and our kids to feel the same and to be safe. We all want that. And the only way to get there is through cooperation and coming back together and trusting each other and getting together. Kindness, love, empathy, joy. So we can do this. We totally got this. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. Please, like, subscribe, share, send it around. Head on over to my website. The
smiling
it's getting ridiculous. So, any alternative way you can get this out there, find this, or, help us spread the word that there's, some shady stuff going on, trying to shut down messages of love and questioning, and, back to openness. It's the same thing. Like, let's take care of each other, so thanks.